Hello, how you doing? I'm Francis McCarthy, your painter in residence here. I don't seem to be as deep in shadow today. I don't know why. It could be because this is like still sort of morning. A lot of times I do this a little later, but um, this one I just put it on the channel. But I was very anxious to get. This is like there's a lot more redness and unctuousness there. I mean, it's pretty unctuous as is. Zoom in. Sorry for this sky being a little blown out, and those of you that have given me suggestions about manual focus and all that, yeah, thank you, but it just doesn't seem to work. I mean, and then I lose these painting sessions where everything sort of looks like it's in focus in a little tiny screen of the video camera, but it's not really. It's not, you know. At least I know I can trust the autofocus to focus, and that's more important to me. The blown out, you know, goes away, of course, when it has my hand there. But a lot of times it goes away too. This is so very dark. I'll zoom out just a little bit because what I want to show you. So one of the things that I was waiting for, I was really struggling while doing this to get, let's show you my palette. So this is cadmium red. That's a new addition. I could do a ton of paintings without ever needing to go anywhere near cadmium red. There's a demo I just did though, which was just cadmium red, black, and yellow ochre. That'll be up the channel probably before this even goes up. But this is perylene red. It's a beautiful color, but it's very, very transparent, right? You know, and it's useful for a lot of things. However, it's got no opacity, whereas, well, that's not working, is it? Whereas this cad red, I mean, look how opaque that is. It's really beautiful. And so here we've got a similar situation. That's permanent orange. That's semi-transparent. Perylene red's completely transparent. And this is cadmium orange, which is completely opaque. These are both completely opaque. I could do the same thing with Hansa yellow over here. And this is a cad yellow, which generally, as long as I've got the Hansa yellow in my green mix, all is good. So I just kind of wanted to run you through that. And I don't normally, like I've got this, it was so hot here, the heat wave. You can see I have my beret on, so you know I'm not cooking. And there was a few that got on the channel with just me and my my wife beater. You know, it has been, we've had a tremendous heat wave, but yesterday was our first regular, it's not cold, but it's definitely, the temperatures have dropped back down, so thank God for that. Anyway, this probably won't be a very long video, because this looks nice. I do want to start off with a glaze though, so, and to glaze it, I have stopped putting this color on my palette, mostly because it just dries up and gets icky. The main reason I ever have it on my palette is to do some glazing, which is what we're going to do now. And what this is transparent earth yellow. When you see that color? It's brilliant for glazing. It's like an ochre tone. But transparent. Yellow ochre being one of the more opaque colors on my palette, practically the only opaque color, which is one of the things that's driven me to get some other opaque colors. And you know, things go in roundabouts. It hadn't really been a problem until lately. I don't know why, but you know, the great thing, one of the reasons I decided to take on landscape painting to sort of finish off my lifelong pursuit of artistry was I knew that I could be challenged and interested until the end of my days, and I think that's definitely, I'm 10 years in, and things are still changing, still modifying, and I can definitely see that's going to be the case all the way down the line. So And you know, it's like it's one thing to have a palette, and you know, these are the colors I use, blah blah blah, whatever, you know. But then that's great, you know. Definitely set up a palette, and don't put a million colors on your palette. But if you've got to make a change and you've got good reasons, then don't hesitate to do it. Yeah. So let's get some oil. Now, if you're new to the channel, you know medium is ever so important. Recover oils, the healthier alternative. I really should go on their site sometime and see why they say that. I have no idea. Healthier than what? I don't know. We'll use this. This is, as far as I'm concerned, the painting medium of champion tonalist painters. So, right. So, like, this was, I wanted to go not too yellow. Now, this is definitely who did? Alright, that was a friend of mine's observing some great views here in lovely New Zealand. I probably should put more oil down, but so we're going to start with this. Now, remember if you have watched the first bit of this, this is a really great glazing color, but it will lean towards a bit of green. So I'm going to counteract that with some of this. I could also counteract it with, well, that's burnt sienna. Normally I would have had the transparent version of burnt sienna up, which is the transparent earth. This is transparent yellow. Transparent earth yellow. The other one's transparent earth red. They call it earth because it has iron oxide in it, which is, you know, I guess from the earth. Anyway, I apologize for the car noise. Probably won't be that bad today because it's a holiday out here. It's Waitangi Day, which is, you know, celebrating the treaty that was signed with the indigenous people of New Zealand, the Maori. Most of which are really wonderful people. And I hope they're having a great day. And I hope also they get everything they got coming to them, you know. In some cases they got a raw deal. Not that I would politicize the channel, but I don't think that's a political thing. I think it's just doing the right thing, if you ask me. Whatever. I'm an outsider here in New Zealand, so I don't want to have any skin in the game, other than, you know, living here, being a citizen and all that. But I'll probably identify as an American until the day I die. Alright, so we counterbalance that transparent earth yellow with a little bit of the permanent orange. This is our little glaze. And you can see how it's going to magically transform that. I remember when I was painting this, I was talking about how, I don't know if I mixed enough, dang it. I was talking about how I don't want to do yet another yellow sky, and there's no question that it's yellowish, but let's face it, you can't make the sky green. You really can't make the sky red. Yeah, so this has got no oil in it. You don't really need a ton of oil either. And that's that little bit of opacity that's present in the orange there. Not a problem. Not a problem. Oops. I think I threw that away a little early. Got some halos. Definitely don't want halos. Don't want to be. It's good to cover over everything because things will be going through. Oh, the water. That's alright. We got this channel is live just for so you can see you're not the only person that struggles, alright? I mean, too. So a little more of the same thing. Want that. That's really tying into the sky. It's okay if the blacks are diminished a little. We can restate them. I see it right here. Doesn't look like a hair from a brush either. It looks like a hair maybe came off a swab. I don't like a lot of hairs in my stuff. That's good. Definitely making it a bit more tonalist. Glazing and tonalism are almost synonymous because the glazing will introduce a unifying tone to everything. So, all right, good. Yes, nice. Let's get this one. Yeah, so when you have a painting that's already looking pretty good, you certainly don't want to sit here and overwork the whole thing, but there were colors that just wasn't hitting. I was getting a bit frustrated. In fact, I picked up the phone and I called my paint guy, the apothecary. And he went out and he mined some cadmium. Well, I guess it's a synthetic color, cadmium. It's a remarkable color, and I see it's white. It's very popular. I've been getting really into the cads lately. Alright, so in this area, I like what's there. I want to step it up. I want it lighter. So let's play with cadmium together. So what happens... Now, by the way, you know, a lot of people say, well, you got dioxine purple. When you got blue and red, you can make purple. Let's see what kind of purple we get. Let's take a little cobalt. What does that make? Most of the... I need a touch of white as well. Get a touch of the skin on that. Oh, the whole thing. That's been drying slowly for a while now. That's going to make it... It's going to make it some pink. Well... So what kind of purple you get with blue and... God, sorry, it's not the world's ugliest color. Sorry, it's a little stiff. Both of those are drying on me. But let's compare that. Actually, maybe we'll use it. Right? Yeah, we could use some of that in this. That'd be fine. Let's compare that though with this. Cad. Red, dioxine, which is a true purple. And you can see the clarity, right? And I haven't even had to add any white. And sometimes the purples, you need to add a little white. You can see prettier, more intensity to the color. There's a good reason to have. You could never mix that purple with blue and red. So that's the reason I have purple in my palette, even though I might go quite a while without using it. Otherwise, this is what you'll get. You know, you could say, oh, it's kind of like that, might go good if you're happy. You know, there's times when I need more intensity. So, anyway. And I want to push things into this red zone, and I was just struggling. So Perylene, I'm curious too. Like we're exploring together here. Perylene with just gives me a darker, deeper red. That's actually real nice, real pretty. I'm liking that. That's really what I was hankering for. It's going to probably be a little light. I'm going to do a dot of black. I want to be careful though, because black is the color killer. And I want some chroma here. So instead of black, I think I'll just do more purple. It's a pretty color. A little darker than I want to be, but it's okay. Let's start with that, and then we know we can add the Cad Red with its lovely opacity as we go. Just bringing in some more dioxide here. Now I don't want to redo everything I've done, but there was like a bit of a streak where I wanted more chroma. And I didn't want to get it with orange, because the orange was having a flattening effect as the yellow aspects of the orange were mixing with the purple, okay, because yellow and purple are complementary, so when you mix it in with the red, you can see what I'm talking about. Oh, that's pretty crazy. It's pretty cool. Got some ants coming in. The ants have been coming in because they're hot. They're looking for water. That's just some Cad Red. Almost just straight up. Now I don't really want this patchy or over blurred. I want a nice, happy, but I really wanted, this painting was to me about chroma. I wanted a lot of chroma in this. And I knew it was dark. I just mixed in some dioxine. Yeah. Liking that. I'm going to bring in a little bit more true purple as well. You can see everything I've done. Everything I've done is mostly just purple and red. So if I was more sophisticated with my language, or went to old school or something like that, I could tell you what sort of, you know, there's probably a name for this sort of approach. It's not a complementary. Complementary would be, you know, purple and yellow. It's semi-complementary. But let's suffice to say, I know what I'm doing, you know, on the level where it counts, which is the emotional. I know what I want to do with these reds and purples and greens. And because it's not full out complementary, it's not a jarring combination. I like that. So to tie this together, I'm going to get into some more true purples. So the true purple, that's why we have dioxin. So you can see on the palette here, it's so dark. You know, it won't reveal its real nature without some white. See? That's true purple. You couldn't really mix that. Yeah, good. We could use this. It takes a while, but that. I mean, when you paint with it, the lead white is a quick dryer. See how it reveals its identity. And I think I'm going to shift it with a little bit of alizarin. In the old days, I would have just tried to pull this off with alizarin. I didn't even have I sort of limited palette, and if you're a painter starting out, I recommend that to you as well, because the more colors you have in your palette, oh, that's too dark. Let's get some more white. The harder it's going to be for you to have harmony in your work. Okay, it's too much chroma. It's too intense. We got to kill that with the black. So here we go. That's just too zappy, too zowie, too fakey. Okay. Let's try this again. Add more white then. White and black. Let's get there. Let's get it kind of more smoky. It's a little too, still too much. I think now, because of the extreme opaque, also this is a very transparent mix, I'm going to bring in some of this red, which is going to give the color some complexity. About the effect I was shooting for. That's just a stain. That's a stain. Alright, we need more black. Or let's try some gray. A little gray here. That's getting there. Sometimes too, you gotta be patient. You know, don't be you know, impatient. If you keep working until you find the color you're after, you know, don't give up. That's the thing too. You know, oh, I can't. It's hard. The way that you get good at mixing colors is by mixing colors and doing it all the time. All right, so we're gonna bring in some of that crimson now. Here. That's nice. I still want to mess with that a whole bunch back there. I'm going to bring in crimson, white, liking that. Okay, don't need a lot over there. Now, one of my thoughts was I want to differentiate trees. I tried already a bit. This is more muted. It's further away too. So my thought is like something that's got more chroma is going to be pulling forward, you know? Just not if you could hear me. Okay. Yep, that's about right. So, been thinking about it. And one of the things I did was brought in some green there. That was cool looking. Most of it's gone that I brought in here. Might do a dot or so. We're going to go in and do those too. So the greens, bring them up a bit. So what I'm thinking is like, you know what? I think is like I just put a little because it was dry. So this is burnt umber. Let's get it to reveal a bit of its nature with some white. See, it has red tendencies. What happens when we mix that with this? That's kind of nice, and it'll be different. It'll have a different, yes, nice, very nice, subtly different. I haven't, I mean, I could have done, and one of the things I considered to do was a scumble, but I don't care. I mean, I just kind of want these trees a bit different, but if they're not like, if it's not like totally different, so I'm going into the purples here. I've got more gray because gray will help knock things back too. In fact, if I was going to scumble this, the thing is like the scumble would just give me the wrong feel. So it's got more chroma than what's underneath. And yeah, so I kind of watched the video of me doing this, and yeah, I could see there were definitely periods where I was like, I don't really know what I'm doing. All right, let's talk about edges. Let's get a little back, a little pink, and let's go down here. I think it'll be orange, a little oil. You can see where the orange has like a complementary feel. I mean, it's just it's going to kill the chroma. This is one of the reasons why I picked up the phone and ordered the CAD Red, because the CAD Red was giving me the opacity without killing the color. You saw me do some of this when I was doing the initial painting, and I painted most of it over. If I can pull it off, it's mechanical work for right off, but let's leave it. We'll leave it. You're gonna need more of that around here and stuff too. So the orange is good over here too, because it's like flattening things a bit. But still some chroma. It's nice. This color is good. This is working out. It's working out. I ain't gonna overwork it. Don't worry, I ain't gonna overwork it. I'll tell you. More orange. I like the way the orange is a little bit. Well, I'm gonna do the orange with some of that CAD. Give me some of the nasal opacity. Some opacity. Not very happy with that. I don't think. I think now the good thing to do. Let's get a little more of this. So, a little more. This is just straight up cad red. I know it's making it a little bit black lighty. It'll be alright though. You'll see. It'll be okay. Don't worry. Don't worry so much. You'll live longer. Kind of pseudo reggae going in the background there. Right. Enough of that. Okay. And I did get out 4, but I don't know if I'm going to use it. This little brushes are good. Pardon me. Pardon me for the coffee. Okay, a little more of this orange. A little more of these edges. Orange is fascinating. That's nice. I'm liking that. That's the cad orange, by the way, which I don't have any more of that palette. I think I could probably get by with the permanent orange without having to actually bend over here, give me more paint. And I think orange could be, it's not so much in my reference. I think orange and green go together great as well. So could be a good place to that's a little much. Keep in mind here, it's not going to be isolated. I got some green in mine to come in. So some of what's going on is like kind of designed to be underneath. That's kind of a crazy painting, but beautiful, I think. Not crazy, beautiful. Just different, you know. I have this vision, and it's pretty much going like I wanted it to. I mean, which is chroma. I wanted chroma. Okay. So, I think a little more black. And I don't know if I have to get into the spinels. I'll tell you when I love the spinel is when I'm doing my drawings and stuff, because it's like I can work fairly thin with it, but it's got such a greater pigment load. Like it's finer. It works great for that. And one of the things I struggled with when I started doing black for my drawings was like a bit of delaminating that might occur with the paint. Like I used to do my drawings like a day before, and then or a couple days, or a whole bunch in a week, and then I just come over and do my color passes over the top. I don't want to over smooth things, but a little bit of this would be good. Delicate. Just take off the good move, good move. I say I want to over smooth things, but it seems like the more I rub it in, the more I'm liking it. So, okay, let's do a little bit more with the blacks. Yeah, because we lost some blacks when we started glazing with that. We wouldn't have lost any if we just glazed with transparent earth, because it's completely transparent. But that is just ivory black. Winsor Newton, Griffin. So that's spinel. It's drying anyway. Actually, it doesn't seem to be like one that dries on the plate, on the palette. Too bad. See, you thought, well, why are you doing that, Mike? Because we lost a lot of black when we glazed. I think because of all the chroma, I think it's pretty important that our blacks actually be black. That's at least it's looking better to me. Not mission critical towards the edges, like where things are hitting the sky, but the overall thing should feel pretty dark. That definitely feels bad to me. And we're back. Yeah, my wife showed up with some lunch. I'd say this brush was frustrating me. It's got kind of rounded off and not really that responsive. So I got me a new brush. It's littler and still has some of its edge and stuff. So back into the black, and I really think this is helping. Just having actual strong black that's black. So we definitely had some. I was wondering about that ridge. I think I'll add a little purple to that. Plain out there. I don't know if you guys can know. saw when I did this move in the video, and it doesn't really. Well, I mean, it's kind of a reference, kind of. You were getting a little worried. I know you were. You're like, it's just looking, it's not looking right. Yeah, well, sometimes I try to keep things looking great at every stage. I think that Spinell's definitely drying on me. I'm going to use it now rather than throw it away. Yeah, so these cheapy, this is a DOS Bristol Filbert. They do not last as long as the Robert Simmons Signet. Nowhere near as long, so there's definitely some sort of quality jump there. But they last a lot longer than you'd think for a $2-3 brush. Definitely a decent investment. Back there, I don't want a lot of black. Here, I definitely do want that strong black. And I'll probably put a few dots or something over that. But here and here, strong black, because you've got to have something to anchor all that chrome up. And otherwise, everything's just going to grow kind of muddy and weird. Well, heck, a lot of artists are scared of black, making black, because, you know, it may have a flattening effect. In my case, I have a decorative sort of outlook, you know, towards the landscape. I'm not like trying to do photorealism. I don't mind when things are somewhat flattened. It can certainly work for you. And we will be doing a few little bits of purple over the top of this black. Don't worry. Don't worry so much. Yeah, so there's a lot of times I will wait quite a while in between first, second pass. This is like, I did this one last Saturday, and here we are, it's Thursday, so it didn't wait long. One reason that wasn't a factor is, like I said, this incredible heat wave we've been having. This kind of move is a bit like carving, right? We probably have enough black down now. And I do want to strengthen this down here, although I don't want full black. So what I've done is just kind of wiping my brush off, and there's a bit of oil in there and a little bit of black, so I can kind of strengthen it a little without going full out black. This will just keep it from, so the move I'm making now, it just keeps it from feeling like it's just laying on, which it is. I mean, it's laying on top. But some moves like this will definitely help with that. Also, pretty important because it'll have a whole different glare and stuff when it's dry. If you just leave those, like, if you do darks over the top like that, you kind of do this sort of thing. Yep. Yep. So yeah, but I do watch. A lot of times I do watch my videos. Not always, since I sat there. I was there for the whole thing, but my rationale was like, well, how can I expect someone to sit there through a 3-hour video? If I'm not prepared to check it out myself. But one thing I noticed that I will do, and so I am, I'm sitting there, now I'm a spectator, right? Okay, you guys. People getting angry. I'm assuming they're getting angry. Maybe they're. Anyway, and I'll see like some cool passage, and then I'll see me eradicate it, and then even now and again you might hear me say, "Be willing to destroy any part of your painting for the greater." Now, sometimes you might destroy something it didn't need to be destroyed. Who knows? But even then, you can't be precious. Don't do it. Be willing to destroy any cool passage, because little cool virtuoso type brush strokes, they're all well and good, but the best thing is to have your brush strokes just a reflection of the job that needed to be done, as opposed to look how clever I am and that kind of thing. And I'm not saying that I do that, but that would be the if I wasn't willing to sacrifice a clever passage, that would be the reason. I'm going, well, this looks clever, I don't want to lose that. But it doesn't need to be there if it doesn't need to be there, or if something else needs to be there. And a painting is a gestalt. It's a it's a bunch of things together. It's not just one passage or part. And then a lot of amateurs will make that mistake. They're getting it's kind of like forest for the trees, right? But you notice that I had to go in and kind of make sure flatten things when you pour ants. Yeah, ants are here looking for water. Very different ants here than I have in California. They're fast moving, and they tend not to be as they're more independent. Like you'll see, more solo ants running around. Came in here with some black, pretty thick. Yeah, pretty happy with that. Okay, so I think now I do want to put a bit more purple and red in, but before I do that, I want to get those brightest greens in and maybe do just a little step to the sky. So my greens are kind of back. They're a little muddy, even from what I was envisioning. I want a little more pow. I don't need tons of pow. We're getting pretty close, to be honest. I want to do some things to sky, but more, not so much the sky itself, but some of these sky holes. So I have another brush here. Let's do a little of that first. So we're going to mix something approximating our sky color. We'll start with an ochre base. Flatten it with that. A little less. Some of that. And because I'm after adding some scowls, I don't think I need it too light. In fact, that doesn't have any white in it. I'm adding a little white. opacity. Gonna have to break out the titanium. A little more cad yellow. Some of this orange should be fine. And the kind of moves I'm talking about making aren't here. Hey, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Just kind of after reinforcing some of what I had there. That's gonna go a touch darker, flatter. Yeah, pretty happy with that. I don't know what I did to my little stream here, but it looks like I lost a bit. Doing something or the other. Might gonna use the titanium. Don't need a lot of anything going on there. Subtle, but you know, so many times stuff you'd be doing at this sort of stage is going to be like that. So I want to get that in there. Also, you know what? I've been debating this ever since I put it in. I don't like it. transparency there. Yep. Bust out our green. We're getting close. So I got a bit of chunk of this drying up this cad green. That's Robert. Permanent green, little orange. It's a lot of chroma there, a lot more than one. So I'll take a little cad red, being complementary, it'll kill the color. Let's get there. Adding some yellow ochre. Have a good one. That's too much. Wrong bird there. Liking that. Softening, because you know that's a little bank of the stream. Touch more of the rolling bell. Hi, how you doing?
think you will have a bucket to chill wine
No,
glass. No.
nah, nothing like that. Okay, it's getting there with some orange. Maybe a little actually. Burnt salmon. Getting there. Cadula, that was permanent orange. This is like a little brighter. That's how I'm working up to things, eh? A little bit back here too. Why not? Yeah, maybe a touch here. Green out. Nice green. Permanent green. That's strong. I've got a plan. And guess what the back is? That's right. Guess what? Jesus. Okay. What about this line I'm creating here? Let's break that up. Hopefully you notice these kind of things before. You're hanging it up in the wall in the gallery. Yeah, I'm liking this. Like just a little bit more, a few more little purple bits over the black where I've isolated things. This edge feels a little harsh to me now. Oh, it was harsh before, that's why. And over here, it's actually probably the color I want. It's almost dry, like white. Where purple there. Stuff like this. Alright, a little more of this ready, very opaque tone. Now, I don't have my glasses off, but I am like closing one eye. I've added a little black to that. Hey. Touch of orange there. And this would have been a spot where the cat would probably do a better job, but yeah, won't be able to pull that little bit out the cat. So I guess it's a good good place to sideways. Yeah, I've tried to have my box set up so you don't have to wait when I go digging. But this is a good example of, you could see I was making marks, nothing was happening because opacity, right? You can see the color changed here, but it didn't have enough chutzpah. And now I did experiment with some greens in there, and it was attractive, but I'm not gonna get into that. I think the orange would be better. So that's the opaque cat orange. More so in this other tree, like I was saying, I want to differentiate them. some of that green a little bit. Just give us some. Oh no, be good. I don't really much. Up right there. But guess how I'm gonna fix it. Right? That's still nice there. It's adding a little vibrance. Yeah, it could be a bit much. But I feel like that was all so blah back there. Hello, how you doing? Two dots there. Ooh, it's too much. Ooh, hey. Losing the plot. You know what I'm using? The swab like this. We're pretty close. It's too much of a good thing there. Hey, hey. Looking good. That pretty big there. just making a little more something here. That would be under the rabbit of the frame, but there ain't no frame on there right now, so hey. Yeah, so you get to a point with any painting where it's diminishing returns. Time to stop. And hopefully this is one of the reasons why I share with you guys, so you can see me go through all of this stuff. See when I stop, and you got your own ideas about, you've been with me through the whole process. So you get your own ideas, of course, where maybe I've fallen short, or where I could have gone further, or what have you, and you could be right. But I can tell you one thing for nothing. Better off leaving things undone than overdoing. Yeah. That's the only thing that kind of bothers me. I just cleaned all this paint off my palette, but so I get rid of this. Just too many little dots there, separate things. Gotta connect. You know what polka dots say. Okay. Thank you for joining me today. This has been a M. Francis painting production, and I hope that you've enjoyed it. I'll be back real soon with another video. Meanwhile, until that time, do me a favor and take good care. Whoa, I see light. It's not as dark today. Yeah. Take good care and stay out of trouble. Hey.